Hello, and welcome to my fictional story. Chapter 1 Exodus from Paradise. Our story starts in a prosperous civilization. They had mountains of precious metals floating in storage. The poorest citizens had gold jewelry and could still afford tickets for entertainment events like concerts and meals with many spices. The richest owned entire corporations. Some citizens lived in open-air cities. They wore wings so that they could fly around. Others preferred a more old-fashioned lifestyle, so they lived in flying saucers. The population was about 3 quintillion biologicals, more if you count people made of software. They weren't too crowded because space was plentiful. You may think that they have everything, but they don't. You probably have some things that they don't have. Maybe some diseases or injuries. The doctors could cure those. Maybe annoying neighbors. They would move their house or city away. Maybe the gravity of a planet. I don't know whether you live on a planet, but they certainly did not. Their solar system didn't have any planets. They knew what planets are. Their telescopes saw planets around other stars. They thought of planets as harsh environments, mostly bad for life, but they speculated about extremophiles that could survive on a planet. Weirdos existed. Some wanted a planet as their new home. They posted their opinions to the internet, but most people didn't believe them. Posting nonsense to the internet was a common hobby. Most people thought that this life on planets nonsense was just part of the spherical flying saucer conspiracy theory. These conspiracy theorists believed that flying saucers are sphere-shaped, but they are wrong. Flying saucers are actually mostly flat, but not completely flat. The conspiracy theorists sometimes argued about the shape of flying saucers, but normally used nonsensical arguments. Then they found the weapons. People assumed that conspiracy theorists were planning for an attack. The actual spherical flying saucer conspiracy theorists explained that they were not responsible for the weapons, and they did not approve. People wanted good evidence, so they did an investigation. This revealed a separate group responsible for the weapons. The spherical flying saucer conspiracy theorists made a public statement. Life belongs on spherical flying saucers, not on planets. The group responsible for the weapons explained their reasons. They thought that life belongs on planets, and the weapons would help them bring life to a planet. People asked, how does violence bring life to a planet? They didn't realize the false assumption implied by their questions. The people responsible for the weapons explained. They were parts for a spaceship, not meant for a terrorist attack. But why must a spaceship include weapons? Propulsion. Things move by pushing against other things. Your fins push the water backwards. Your foot pushes the ground backwards. Your wheel pushes the track backwards. This is why you move forwards. A spaceship is not in the water, or on the ground, or around a track. So what does a spaceship push backwards? They considered building a track to their destination, but this was not practical for such a long journey. Instead, their best idea was bring some material with the spaceship and push it out back of the spaceship. The stuff pushed out of the spaceship must be left behind. If you push a little stuff slowly out the back, this will affect the spaceship's motion very little. You can do more if you push more stuff out the back. This option is limited by what a spaceship can practically carry. For the best results, you should also maximize the speed of the stuff sent out the back of the spaceship. Any good propulsion system for a spaceship sends a large amount of stuff away fast. And any large amount of stuff moving fast is dangerous. But is the propulsion system a weapon just because it is dangerous? Maybe not, but it is if you can aim the danger, and this is how you steer the spaceship. So any practical spaceship propulsion system is a weapon. Regular people were scared of weapons that would be pointed towards them because that is just how spaceships work. The planet lovers still wanted a spaceship so that they could travel to a planet. It was the time for a compromise. The spaceship may go, but it must be controlled by an AI with pacifist programming.